So glad our guest today is Pastor Cherlyn. We love having her here. It's so fun. Hey, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing great. This has been a great week, and it's a great week to be alive.
Absolutely. It's a little cold, but
yeah.
I mean, it's winter.
It is winter.
Yeah. Anyway, so today we got a really cool big idea for our Bible story today. Like the whole thing.
Yeah?
It is God Awakens Us.
Ooh, God Awakens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really don't like to be awake after I've been sleeping, like waking up.
Oh, when you're groggy, I
just want to go back to sleep, honestly.
Right. Have you ever been woken up, like my kids, they're notorious, they'll spook me and I'll wake up, I'm like, oh, what, oh, I hate that. It's just a weird feeling.
Yeah, I usually wake up what day is it?
Right?
So then I get all mixed up. Well, I've got a question for you.
What's that?
Would you rather wake up a sleeping or a hibernating bear, or would you rather wake up a lion?
Oh, did you know I love lions? I love lions. But you know what? Oh, hibernating. I think the hibernating bear would be the one that wakes up you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I think a lion would be like, roar, so.
True.
I think I would go with the hibernating bear.
But they haven't eaten in 6 months.
Yeah, well, that might be an advantage.
They would be really hungry.
True.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's no good option there. Either one.
Yeah.
No. Okay, would you rather wake up a sleeping dad or a sleeping mom?
Oh, either one could be funny. When you think about it, right, kids? If your parents, I'm a parent too, but I think of when I was a kid, my dad sacked out on the couch, and if you were to spook him, he'd be like, oh, it's, I don't know. So I like the comic feel of it, so I think I would go with, although my mom was really fun. Sorry, Mom, I'm making fun of you this week. But she watches this every week. Hi, Mom. And she's kind of fun to wake up when oh, man, this is tough. Just for the comical effect, I think waking up Mom is more fun.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it is not always fun to be woken up, but you know what? We live our lives when we're awake, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and find out what that has to do with our Bible story today. A special guest coming to help me tell the Bible story today. And his name is Sid.
Woo.
He's a little bit shy.
Is that a camera?
Yes, it's a camera.
You didn't tell me there was going to be a camera.
Well, I did tell you we're going to do a Bible story for the boys and girls.
Oh, Bible story! I love Bible stories!
Yes, absolutely. It's for all the boys and girls.
Oh, hello, boys and girls.
They're in the camera.
Hi.
Yeah.
I wonder where they went.
We shoved them in there.
Oh.
Yeah. It didn't hurt, did it? All right. Well, today we're talking about King Josiah.
King Josiah!
Josiah. And we find his story in 2 Kings.
Oh, Shannon.
Yes.
Wasn't he like a little boy?
He was. When he became king, he was only 8 years old.
8 years old?
I know.
Pastor Ryan and Pastor Christian, they act like they're 8 years old every once in a while.
Sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't admit that if they were here, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, he was only 8 years old when he became king, which is very young. Who else is 8 years old?
Not me.
Well, me neither. I'm a little past that now. But so Josiah was a very young king. And when he was a teenager, God awakened him to himself. Yes.
What's with all the clutter?
There's a lot of stuff. We should probably clean this up a little bit.
There's a lot of clutter on this table.
It's kind of a mess, isn't it? We should probably clean this. All right. You know what? I'm going to clean up while I tell you the story, okay?
Clean up, yeah.
Okay. So, we've got King Josiah, right? And there were a lot of kings in Israel.
There were tons
There
of
were
kings.
so many kings.
There were good kings and there were not so good kings.
Well, that's the thing. So David was a very good king, right?
Oh, King David! I love King David.
Yeah, me too. And
He beat up the big giant.
He did, but that was way before he was king.
He's like,
Like,
woo, 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 woo. Take that!
Yep, absolutely. Just knocked him right down. So we have King David was a really good king. He followed all of God's laws.
That's right.
And he told the people how to trust God and all of that stuff. But
It's important to trust God.
it is absolutely. But after King David died and he wasn't king anymore, there were some really bad kings. And
They were bad dudes.
They were bad dudes, and all of those kings told the people of Israel they did not ask them to follow God.
No, 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 no,
Didn't
no.
lead them in that way. They actually started telling them they should worship other gods.
Worship other gods. How could they worship other gods when the real God was awesome?
I know! They completely forgot about following God.
That's what God's all about. He's awesome. He's the one true God.
Absolutely, he's the only God. But they forgot that. They went into idolatry, it's called.
Idolatry?
Idolatry. They started worshiping other gods. It was bad news. They had
Wow.
they had all kinds of altars set up for other gods, kind of like that. But it was bad news. It was bad news. So what Josiah did was he said that I'm going to clean this up.
Ooh, like you're cleaning up the table right now?
Exactly. Nerf darts. Okay, so yes, we had to clean up, and
Who's playing Nerf?
I don't know. There were just some Nerf darts in
Probably
there.
Pastor Ryan or Pastor Christian.
You know what? I bet they did have a Nerf battle in here.
I can totally see it.
Me too. So King Josiah cleaned up all of the altars. He got rid of them. He sent them away, and then he realized that there was a temple. God brought him to the temple. Do you remember what the temple was?
Oh, it was huge.
Absolutely.
It was big. Oh, it was so big and beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
King Solomon created it.
He did. He
built it.
Absolutely. King Solomon built it, and it was a place that they went to worship God. Yes, exactly. They went to worship God at the temple, and but they forgot about the temple.
How did you forget? They were right there.
I know, but they stopped worshiping God. They stopped going in there, and when they got there, it was a big mess.
Oh, but it was beautiful inside.
Well, it was full of cobwebs and paper and all the things, stuff everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
I know, there's holes in the walls, it was bad. They forgot all about the temple and about following God.
Oh man, I just can't believe it.
I know. So Josiah had the high priest go in and start cleaning the temple. And when he did, they were moving things around, and okay, look at this.
What's that?
They found.
What'd they find? What'd they find? What'd they find?
They found the scriptures, God's law.
God's law.
Right. And we have Bibles, right?
Yeah, we got Bibles.
We got Bibles.
The B-I-B-L-E, that's the book for me. I stand alone and word of God. The B-I-B-L-E, Bible.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have Bibles. But back in those days, they didn't have Bibles for everyone.
Say what?
I know. They only had the scriptures in a big scroll in the temple.
It was a big scroll.
It was like a big scroll. It was all rolled up, and they would open it up, and they could read. See, they could read God's scriptures.
Thou shalt not worship other gods.
Exactly. It was like
They
one of
forgot
the
that
first things.
Duh.
It was crazy.
They are crazy.
They're just silly. So they found the scriptures, and in the scriptures it had God's law. It had God's covenant to His people. Do you remember what a covenant is?
A cover?
No, not really. It's a promise.
Oh, I am a promise with the capital P. I'm a promise. Yeah, that's me.
I love it. You have songs for pretty much everything. So it was a promise that God made to His people. He said, if you follow my laws, I will be your God and I will protect you.
Woo-hoo.
And guess what? The people promise.
What?
I know. But God still kept his part of the promise. He always does.
He does. He keeps his promises.
Even when we don't. But Josiah said, oh my goodness, this is not okay. We need to go back to following God's rules. And you know, like some of those laws that we found that they found in the scroll were like the 10 Commandments.
Ooh, I love the 10 Commandments.
Right?
God's top 10.
God's top 10, absolutely. And there were some other laws in there and some other things, and they weren't all just rules. It was like a blueprint on how to love God.
Blueprint? I know a lot about that.
You do? Like, yeah, you are kind of blue. Yeah. So, Josiah said, you know what? We've forgotten about these things. He brought all the people to the temple, got it all cleaned up.
Ooh, you're really good at cleaning up.
Yeah, you know, we got pretty much all. Here, what if we put this on you? Would that work?
Yeah! Dude,
Nice.
what's up? Totally, dude. I look gnarly.
You do. All right, here. You kind of, yeah, there you go. All right, thanks. So, he brought all the people to the temple. It was all cleaned up. It was all much better. And he read aloud God's word to the people.
Aloud! I read aloud!
And he said, from now on, we are going to follow God's laws. We are going to love God. We are going to take away all of the idols, and we're going to take away all of the false gods, and we're only going to worship God.
Yeah! Take that!
It was wonderful.
How cool!
They even learned about the Passover. They completely forgot about the Passover.
What?
I know! It was a big deal when God brought them out of Egypt, and they celebrated that every year. They forgot.
Oh my goodness.
But
what's wrong with these people?
I know! They had so many bad kings, but Josiah brought them back, and he was awakened to God.
Awakened!
And he woke the people up too.
What a dude! That dude is awesome.
I'm right, he was such a good leader. And in 2 Kings chapter 23...
Don't forget the dot dots!
I wasn't going to forget the dot dots. Dot dot.
Those are important.
I know. And then we've got 24. It says, furthermore, Josiah got rid of all of the mediums and spoons, the household gods, the idols, and all the other detestable things seen in Judah and Jerusalem. This he did to fulfill the requirements of the law written in the book that the priests had discovered in the temple of the Lord. Neither before nor after Josiah was there a king like him who turned to the Lord as he did, with all his heart and all his soul and with all his strength, in accordance with all the law of Moses.
Wow.
I know, the Bible says there was never a king before or since like Josiah.
That kid was awesome.
Right? And he was only 8 when he started.
That's crazy.
I know.
So are you telling me that? So all the little boys and girls out there, God can awake their spirit and use them too, just like Josiah?
He absolutely can. God awakens us because he loves us so much and he wants us to love him. And in so doing, we can show his love to other people.
In our story today, we learned about Josiah and how at age 8, God awakened his spirit to change the very face of the Israelites and to remove every idol and every bad thing, bad choices that they were making, and moved them out and got the junk out. And, it got me thinking that I got some Play-Doh here, and I love when I get to play with Play-Doh with kids and just have fun with it. And I learned how to make something when I was a kid, and I want to share this with you. It's so cool. I'm gonna drop this. And so I rolled the ball right here, and when we play with Play-Doh and we get to create with our hands, right? And so, that's just like God. God creates opportunities for us to do some great things. But in order to do that, we must always remember to be awake in our spirit and allow God to teach us the right way, not the wrong way. See, we can use a lot of cool things in our life for good stuff, And one thing I love about God is how he uses the ordinary people to do great things. Just like Josiah in our Bible story. And I wanted to show you this cool, almost done, there we go. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but what I've done in just a few seconds using my imagination, I created this really cool face out of Play-Doh. God wants to do something great with you. And so it's important that we awaken our spirits and we listen to his voice and we read his Bible, pray, worship him, because he is the one true God, and he loves us and he has a plan for us, just like he did for Josiah. So remember that this week, that God awakens us and he's got a big plan for your life. Hey,
Yes.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather wake a sleeping giant or a dragon?
Oh man. Well, is it a friendly giant?
Well, it depends.
True. I mean, if we're just waking him up, it's probably not going to be that
Think
friendly.
about, was it Jack the Giant Slayer? That was the recent one, kind of making a spin off of Jack and the Beanstalk.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that sounds a little scary, but if I'm small and he's really big, I can probably hide from him a lot better than a fire-breathing dragon. I think I'm going to go with a giant. Like
The giant, yeah. Because I think a dragon, you'd probably be like burnt chicken.
Yeah. With it wouldn't even take it. He'd probably snoring, like I don't even like that would be.
Well, how about this one? Last one. Here we go. What would you rather awake a sleeping baby or sleeping beauty?
Well, I mean, waking up Sleeping Beauty was the whole point. She needed to be woken up.
Right.
And I would never wake a baby.
Oh no. As a dad of 3, you never wake up. Kids, when you grow up, lesson learned, never wake a sleeping baby.
You'll regret it.
Yeah. Sleeping Beauty, she's already taken...
I mean, she took a really long nap.
She took a long nap, and then when she wakes up, she's not a baby anymore. She's like a grown adult. You don't have to deal with her, right? She can go on her merry little way.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I'll tell you, like, playing this game just reminds me, how God awakens our spirit. And when he does that, we can do great things as he awakens us to do great things. So remember that's this week, as you go on your week, that God awakens us.
We want to end today with a blessing. And it comes today from Ephesians chapter 5, verses 13 through 15. And it says, "But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. This is why it is said, 'Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you.' Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise. May Christ's light fall on you so you awaken and see how God desires for you to live. May you follow him and obey him each day." Thank you so much for joining us today for 2 Dudes in a Bible. Make sure you check out the discussion questions in the description of this video, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hello, Sharon. How's it going?
Good, how are you, Sid?
I'm doing